Hello everyone, myself Dr. Manoj Kumar, working as an assistant professor in Department of EC at MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. I am here to deliver a lecture talk on tachometer. This is my overview of presentation. First of all, I would like to discuss basic of tachometer, or it is also called as tacho generator. After that, I will be taking the classification, thereafter construction and working. After that, finally I will be taking the application of tachometer in various fields. Now, basic of tachometer. Actually, what do you mean by tachometer? Tacho, the word tacho means speed. Tachometer is a device which can measure the rotational speed or angular speed. Rotational or angular speed. It is used to measure the rotation of any device, okay, or angular speed of any device. So, tachometer is a device which is used to measure the rotational or angular speed. It is not used for measuring the linear speed. It is always used to measure the rotational speed or angular speed of any device. It may be rotating wheels, rotating fan, it can be any rotating device. We can measure the speed by using the tachometer. What is the unit of measurement? It always measures in the unit RPM, revolution per minute. It means in 1 minute how many revolutions are there, that it will count. That is the work of tachometer. So, tachometer is a device used to measure the rotational speed or angular speed, and its unit is RPM, revolution per minute. Revolution per minute. Now, classification of tachometer. There are various types of tachometer. As we can see that based on data type, we can classify the tachometer as an analog or digital. Other classification is that contact type, non-contact type. In contact type, there are two further classification. It can be AC tachometer, other it can be DC tachometer. Now, in non-contact type, it can be time measurement based non-contact type or frequency measurement based non-contact type. So, basically there are two types of tachometer, analog and digital, okay. Then contact, non-contact. In analog, we can see that this is an analog tachometer which consists of some pointer, okay. It can display the value in the RPM. In the digital tachometer, we can see that there is some digital display, okay. This is called digital tachometer. Now, contact type, non-contact type, okay, we will see in the upcoming slides. Now, analog tachometer. Here we can see that this is a tachometer. Tachometer is connected or coupled to a motor. Suppose this is a motor and I want to measure the speed of this motor. What I will do? I will take one tachometer, okay, and I will connect or couple this tachometer with the motor shaft, okay. Once it is coupled with the motor shaft, we can take the reading in the analog display. So, this is called analog tachometer. In digital tachometer, the only difference is that instead of analog display, I will be using the digital display. See, configuration is same. Motor is there, which speeds, which I will be calculating the rotational speed. I will take the tachometer. I will couple this tachometer to the this motor, okay. After that, this tachometer output voltage, I will just convert this analog output of tachometer to the digital data, and this digital data I will feed to the LCD display. So, the tachometer will become digital display. So, the basic difference is that in digital display, digital tachometer, I will be using the digital display. In analog tachometer, I will be using the analog display. The only circuitry difference is that in digital tachometer, I have to add one analog to digital converter to get digital data, and this digital data simply feed to the LCD for the further display. So, this is the basic difference between the display only. Now, what do you mean by contact tachometer and non-contact tachometer? This is the next classification of tachometer. Earlier we have seen analog tachometer and then digital tachometer. In this slide we are seeing that this is contact type tachometer and other is non-contact type tachometer. Here the word is saying that contact means tachometer will be in contact with the motor. Means suppose I want to measure the speed of this motor. Okay. So what I will do? I will bring this tachometer and I will couple this tachometer with this motor, and it is in contact with motor. That's why name is contact tachometer. Suppose anything, suppose a wheel is there, okay, and I want to measure the speed of this wheel by using the contact tachometer. What I will do? I will just bring one tachometer and I will couple with this wheel. So the tachometer will become contact type of tachometer. Means in order to measure the rotational speed of any wheel, any motor, any fan, I have to make the contact of this tachometer with the measuring device. That is called contact tachometer. In contact, non-contact, see, in non-contact, the word itself it is saying that there is no need of contact. See, this is a tachometer and this is a rotating motor. I need to measure the speed of this rotating motor. So see here, tachometer, this tachometer is not in contact with this motor. So there is non-contact measurement. How this non-contact measurement is getting? By the help of laser light. So this tachometer is emitting the laser light. After getting reflection from the rotating shaft, it is again received by the tachometer. So this is a non-contact type of tachometer, in which tachometer need not to be contacted with the rotating object. But here we can see that contact meter is in contact with the rotating object for measuring any, suppose any rotating device is there and I want to measure the speed of that rotating device. So I have to bring the tachometer in and couple that tachometer with the rotating device. Then only we can measure the speed in case of contact type. In non-contact, there is no need of contacting your tachometer with the rotating device. By the help of a laser light, it will automatically measure the speed of your rotating device. So this is the basic difference between contact and non-contact tachometer. Contact means I have to make the contact of tachometer with the rotating device. In non-contact, I no need to make the contact of your tachometer with the rotating device. This is the basic difference. Another classification is that DC tachometer and AC tachometer. Okay. In DC tachometer, what is the basic configuration? We can see that in DC tachometer, there is a coupling shaft. Okay. This is coupling shaft and this is your coil. Okay, and this is your magnet. Okay, this is your magnet. So whenever this coil will rotate, okay, in the presence of magnetic field, some voltage will develop and this voltage will displayed here. So if the speed of this coil is more, there will be more voltage developed and we can get the reading here. So what is happening? Suppose this is coupling shaft and I want to measure the speed of any rotating object. So suppose this is my rotating object. Suppose I will take one wheel. So I will connect this coupling shaft here. Okay. I will just couple this shaft in the rotating object. So if the object will rotate, this shaft will also rotate and consequently this coil will also rotate. If the coil rotate in the presence of magnetic field, by Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, we know that some amount of EMF or voltage will be induced and this voltage we can directly display here. If suppose rotating object is rotating with very high speed, so shaft will also rotate with high speed and thus the coil will also rotate with high speed and we will get more and more voltage or more and more reading. So your rotation is directly calibrated in terms of voltage. So this is the DC tachometer principle. In DC tachometer, one coil is there, one magnet is there, one coupling shaft is there. Okay, we have to remember three things, and this shaft is attached to the rotating object. Whenever the object rotates, shaft also rotates. If shaft rotates, coil also rotates. If coil rotates, some voltage is generated by the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, and that voltage or reading is displayed here. If there is more rotation, there is more reading. So directly the rotation of any object is calibrated in terms of reading here. Okay, so this is the principle of DC tachometer. Now what is AC tachometer? In AC tachometer, there we can see that there are two static armature winding. Okay, and this is your rotating magnet. Okay, this is magnet. Okay, here magnet was static, but here magnet will rotate. Suppose I want to measure the speed of any object. Suppose I will take one wheel and I want to measure its speed. So wheel I will connect to the shaft. Okay, when the wheel rotate, this shaft also rotate, and this magnet will also rotate. Okay, when magnet rotates, okay, magnetic flux is being cut. When magnetic flux being cut as per the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, there will be some voltage generated. If there is more and more rotation of magnet, there will be more and more voltage is generated. See, the working is similar to the DC tachometer only. The only change in the configuration, suppose here magnet is stationary, coil is rotating in DC tachometer, but in AC tachometer, this coil is stationary and magnet is rotating. Okay, and this is a rectifier circuit for converting this AC to DC. Okay, so what is happening, what we have seen in DC tachometer, coil is rotating, magnet is stationary. Okay, here in AC tachometer, coil is stationary, magnet is rotating. Either magnet rotates or coil rotates. As per the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction, there will be induced EMF or voltage. If there is more rotation, there is more voltage. So your speed is being calibrated in terms of voltage, and that voltage will be displayed in the display for the proper reading of your device. Okay. So in this way, by the help of DC tachometer and AC tachometer, we can measure any angular speed. Okay. Time measurement tachometer and frequency measurement tachometer. We have seen DC tachometer, AC tachometer. In DC tachometer, AC tachometer, we have to make the contact of shaft with the rotating object. But here time measurement tachometer and in frequency measurement tachometer, these are type of non-contact method. Non-contact method means here we don't have to connect the tachometer directly to the rotating object. With the help of light, that tachometer will be measuring the angular speed. So in time measurement tachometer, what is happening? See, this is our tachometer. Okay, this is our rotating object. Now how we will measure the speed? See, this tachometer emitting one light. Okay, one single photon, or you can say that a beam of photon it is emitting. After getting reflected, okay, this tachometer is receiving the reflected beam. Okay, now it is counting how much pulse I have transmitted and how much pulse we are, how many pulses we are received per minute. It will take the time frame of 1 minute. Okay, one minute. Okay, so suppose in 1 minute I am getting the two reflected pulses. So it means suppose 2 RPM. Suppose in 1 minute I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4 pulses. Means the speed of rotating object is 4 RPM. Suppose in 1 minute I am getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pulses. Then the speed, suppose it is 10 RPM. So the main objective is that how many number of pulses you are getting in 1 minute. If suppose if this device is rotating with less speed, low speed, so there will be low number of reflection. Okay, suppose I am getting only 2 pulses. Suppose it is rotating with very high speed, so I will get more and more pulses in a 1 minute. Suppose the speed is further increased, I will get more and more reflection of pulses, and I will receive this much pulses in 1 minute. So number of pulses received in 1 minute, that is based on time measurement tachometer. Okay, just first I will fix one time, suppose 1 minute, and I will count how many number of pulses we are receiving after the reflection. Suppose I received 2 pulses. Okay, so I can calibrate 2 RPM. Suppose I receive 4 pulses of the transmitted in reflected light, means 4 RPM. So in this way, number of reflection of pulses will determine your speed. Okay. Now in frequency measurement tachometer, what I will do? Suppose this is a tachometer. It will send one signal. Okay. And this is suppose rotating object. From this rotating object, the signal will be reflected, and there will be slight change in the frequency, okay, depending on the speed of rotating object, and there the change in frequency will be calculated to get the RPM, So what is happening in time measurement? We are counting the number of reflected pulse from the rotating object. Okay, and in frequency measurement, we are taking the how much frequency change is there, okay, by getting reflection from the angular rotating object. So time measurement and frequency measurement, these are two types of non-contact method. Non-contact means you will be measuring the angular speed without contacting the tachometer with the rotating object. So how to measure? By transmitting the light. Okay, here all the thing will be done by the transmission of light. Okay, this is the simple logic of time measurement tachometer and frequency measurement. Means light is the main source here. Light is the main source, and this light, whenever transmitted from the tachometer, the rotating object reflect that light. Suppose tachometer transmit one pulse. Okay, continuously it is transmitting the pulses, and how many pulses it is getting reflected? Suppose I am getting 2 pulses get reflected in 1 minute, the speed become 2 RPM. If suppose 4 pulses get reflected in 1 minute, 4 RPM. So number of pulses, how many number of pulses are being reflected, that I will calibrate in terms of RPM, revolution per minute. Okay, so this is time measurement and this is frequency measurement. In frequency measurement, I will just notice the change in frequency, how much there is change in frequency between the transmitted pulse and the reflected pulse, and that change in frequency I will calibrate to the RPM. Simple logic is there. What is the basic construction of tachometer? See, a simple tachometer I can make using a generator circuit. Okay, it consists of a generator circuit, it consists of a coupling shaft. Shaft means a iron bar, laser light, and one simple display. So here we can see that this whole circuitry is a generator. Generator is what? A magnet and coil, that is called generator. Okay, so it consists of a generator circuit, it consists of a coupling shaft. See, this is coupling shaft. Okay, and it also consists of a laser light. Laser light is used in terms of non-contact tachometer. Okay, non-contact tacho. Laser light is used in the non-contact tachometer, and shaft is used in the contact tachometer. Suppose I want to design this contact type of tachometer, so you take one generator, one coupling shaft. Suppose you want to design one non-contact tachometer, take one laser light, okay, and one processing circuitry is inside that. By the help of that, we can make the non-contact type of tachometer. So simple basic construction is that it consists of a generator circuit. Generator circuit is nothing but a magnet and coil arrangement. Coupling shaft, okay, already we have seen that this coupling shaft, and this shaft is connected to the rotating object. Laser light. Laser light, we can see that for non-contact we use the laser light, and finally one display is there to display the RPM value. So simple construction is there. So always remember a generator circuit, coil and magnet arrangement, coupling shaft, laser light and display. This is the basic construction of a tachometer. Now, how a tachometer work? Already I have discussed how it is working. See, it consists of a generator circuit, okay, magnet and coil. So, whenever coil will rotate, proportionally voltage will be also generated by the Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. If there is more and more rotation of the shaft and coil, there is more and more generation of voltage, and that voltage can be calibrated in terms of RPM, revolution per minute of the object. So, this shaft directly connected to the rotating object. If the object rotates, this shaft rotates. If shaft rotates, this coil rotates. If coil rotates, voltage is generated. If that voltage is calibrated in terms of RPM. If more and more rotation is there, there is more and more voltage, and that voltage can be calibrated in terms of RPM, revolution per minute of an object. So, basically it works on the principle of Faraday law of electromagnetic induction. Now, what are the application of tachometer? See, tachometer can be used in automobile, airplanes, okay, for any, suppose for in cars, trucks, tractors, for measuring the angular speed of wheel, we can use their tachometers. So, in boat, marine vehicles also we are using the tachometer. So, for measuring any type of angular speed, or rotational speed, we can use the tachometer. So, this was the brief discussion on tachometer. What is tachometer? What are different classification of tachometer? Okay, what are the application? What is the basic construction? Okay, what is the working principle? So, simple. Either you can design contact type of tachometer, non-contact, it depends on your uses. Okay. So, thank you for listening. Thank you.